I love when I was working with my team, I oversee the log-off team, and you'll learn more about that later. I had no idea about the actual technical stuff of what we wanted. I just know Jesus cares about this stuff, and we should do things for it. And so after I gave the vision about what log-off is and why we're doing this, and they were looking at me like, blink, 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 what now? Right, team effort, another mentor could come in. I felt like I was Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, standing at the edge of the chasm, and like, there's the Holy Grail, I know it's there, I don't know how to get there. And a mentor partner comes over and is like, there's an invisible bridge, you didn't know? You gotta spell Joshua. Like, so I love that that was a great experience for us to bring what we are, right? The ways that we can be creative, the ways we can unlock, and that when we think we're not worth it, this place isn't for us, we need to look to Jesus. We need to say, what has he given me? And just offer it. Offer it freely and see what comes from that. Let him decide if he's going to use it in this place or not you. And so I was so excited, so blessed to be a part of this, and I hope you guys were too.
So next, I'd like to invite Winston up. Winston's from Western Michigan University. He's a computer engineer. He just graduated, so that's awesome. So Winston is going to give us a little bit of a perspective of what it was like to participate in Hack4Missions. Winston?
So, I'm a huge geek. A really big geek. I love technology. I've always wondered, and I've always had amazement on how, I could use technology to do things. And I've always loved Jesus. I've loved Jesus for a long time. It's been a very crucial part of my life, but I never really knew how those two things intersected. I never really knew how those things connected. So when I signed up for Urbana, way back in the summer, and I was looking through the application, I saw there was an opportunity for a hackathon at a Christian conference. I was like, what? So I see this, and I'm like, sign me up for it. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what to see. But when I arrived from day one, and I'm meeting people of so many different majors, so many different studies, so many different passions, who all love Christ, from different paths, but all loving Christ, and wanting to see technology usher in a new era of the gospel. It touched me to the bottom of my soul. And then this past week, seeing the way that technology intersects with God's kingdom has been amazing. Knowing that the technology that we're developing here, the things that we've done, is going to lead to translating Bibles for people who have never heard the gospel before. Translating in real time audio clips so that people can understand God's word. Helping refugees and helping those who are oppressed in other countries. That is what technology can do. And God is definitely behind that after being here at Hack4Missions. And I cannot wait to see what God is going to do with everyone that was involved and everyone that will be involved in future hackathons here at Urbana 15. Because God is going to do some amazing things through technology. And I know that it's happening.
All right, well, we'll stop talking and get to the show. So we're going to hear from 13 teams today, around 12 challenges, and we're going to invite them up in just a second. But first, I'd like to introduce the judges. We have a rock star lineup of judges. Sunny Vu has founded a number of high-tech companies, including Misfit Wearables, maker of wearable and other connected devices, which has bases in Silicon Valley, China, and Vietnam. Let's welcome Sunny. Jimmy Quach is a founder of Good Paper, a social business which employs women who have escaped human trafficking in the Philippines and young adult orphans in Rwanda to make beautiful handcrafted greeting cards. He has experience as a software product manager, and he's excited to be here. Let's welcome Jimmy. And then finally, Jeremy Showalter is Director of Marketing and Operations for Microsoft Vietnam. He has been involved with Business as Mission, and he has experience in education, business, and engineering. Let's welcome Jeremy.
So our judges are going to be looking for 4 primary things today. They're going to look at product and product design. Does the team's product address the organization's need? Did they start from scratch or did they build on an existing technology? Is it user-friendly? How far did they get? Everything about what they built. Secondly, the judges will be looking at impact. How much impact, both qualitatively and quantitatively, could this solution have? Could it make does it help a big problem or a little problem? How does the change have impact? Thirdly, the judges will be looking at viability and sustainability. How viable is this solution in the real world? Does it work just in the West, or could it also work in the East? Is the solution implementable? Is it scalable? And then finally, as we've been emphasizing, the judges will look at teamwork and presentation. How much did the team work like a team? How did they learn to tell their story and to each find their place in the building of this solution? So looking at those 4 interlocking factors, the judges are excited to give all the teams feedback on their great work this week.
So the challenges at a hackathon are often contrived just for the sake of competition. And this is what makes Hack4Missions really unique. The challenges that these students addressed are real challenges faced by real organizations who really needed some help. And so we're excited that Urbana not only allowed for there to be a hackathon, but had the vision to invite our partners in on this journey with us. Typically, hackathons only have 1 challenge to work on. We have 12 challenges here, and our goal has been to develop compelling, mission-relevant challenges that inspire you to action. The organizations that you'll hear from today will carry on the work of these students after this week, and the goal was to produce working prototypes. So I want to remind everybody, this is a hackathon. Things will probably go wrong up here. It's totally okay. If you saw the video at the beginning, that was a really good foreshadow of, don't worry about it. We're among friends, all right? So that being said, we are on a schedule. And the students know this well because we've been doing this all week. How long do you have to present? 3 minutes. How many minutes do the judges have to talk and ask questions? 4. And what's going to happen when the time runs out? Now I want to actually practice that one more time, because one of the awards that we're going to give today is called the People's Choice Award, and that award is going to go to the team that has the biggest, loudest applause after they present. So let's give an example of what that might sound like. Ready?
Awesome. Well done, guys. Well done. In addition to building lasting friendships, I was so excited to see this talented group bring God glory by applying that talent to these challenges. In just a moment, we'll invite the first team to the stage, where they will have, how many minutes? 3. To present, followed by 4 minutes of question and answers. To keep us on track, Sam down here is going to keep reminding you, so keep an eye on him. And your applause, obviously, afterward will be technically measured by some of our favorite geeky people in the room. So go crazy for the team that you feel like is most worthy. All right, are we ready to go? All right. So the first team to come up is going to represent InterVarsity's own ministry in digital spaces, led by Alice Liu.
What up, guys? All right, my friends, we are InterVarsity of Ministries in Digital Spaces, and this is real life. Everyone say digital space. Digital space. A digital space is any technology platform where interaction happens with other people. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Steam, League of Legends, my friends. Whatever platform you are connected to a digital community. And just as we are connected here in Urbana. However, digital communities look different than how we may see in-person communities. However, all of these communities are real. Again, this is real life. And whether digital or not, we look to the one who promised us to connect all of our communities together, and that is Jesus. Amen? Amen. Yes. So, when we think of digital communities and the gospel, we ask, how do I share the gospel in digital spaces? Or how can I engage with my online friends with faith in whatever social platform I'm in, right? Because of this, we need a way to find mentors and to have resources to equip us and to engage in this new digital space that we are in.
So over the past week, I'm just going to talk, that's okay. Over the past week, we asked ourselves, how might we reclaim the power of digital relationships to develop student leaders into digital missionaries? We believe that the digital space is a legitimate and God-loving space for people to do the gospel. Moving on to the next slide. Our solution was to create a mobile app that connects student leaders to mentors through 2 key features. The first feature is called Connect, and this feature more or less pairs you with InterVarsity mentors based on very specified areas of interest. So look, very handsome man named Andrew Nguyen is ready to help you with your mission, right? Second feature is called Learn, and so this is a curated content library that will give students new resources for insight and wisdom. So we have our very own Urbana worship leaders as an example, our Michelle Higgins, and our great, fantastic talk from earlier in the week might also be on this platform. And finally, we're hoping to build a third feature called Ask. And this feature allows you to send quick questions to specialists and thereby fills the gap between the Connect and the Learn features. Now what we'll do is we'll show you a little bit of what we've done this week to build towards this vision. And so please turn your attention to Andrew in the back, who will be speaking with the voice of God in mind.
Hi friends. So this is our application as we've implemented it so far. We've got the Connect and Learn features ready right here. If you click Connect, you get to this option to filter down by what area you're interested in. And when you choose those, you'll see the mentors that are available to you that you can connect to. If you go back into the Learn feature, you'll find articles, videos, and podcasts that you can read, watch, and listen to that will give you the information you need.
So whoever's the right person to answer this question, just step forward. I know we only got a little bit through this.
I'll start with some product questions. Once you identify a mentor to connect with, how do you actually connect?
So right now, the action item is very simple. It's a button, and that button has a mail to, and that'll include their email. Let me know if you have further questions.
Okay, and then on the Learn side, how did you decide to prioritize like curated content versus like, opportunity that I'm trying to answer?
Actually, there's 2 options. So one, you can search by category, and the type is just like if you're searching for a certain type of it. The top above it is the category section where you can pick which category of like questions that you want to ask.
Great answer!
How do you plan to drive adoption of your app after you're done? How do you plan to drive adoption or users of your app after you're done?
The way we're planning on doing this is basically, so since we're already through InterVarsity, we want to connect staff workers to this application because we know that the main people on their campuses use gaming as their main interaction. And so we're hoping that the students involved in those spaces will really look for a way to try to carry that action they're doing, carry that gaming in order to share with their friends in their community. We feel like that's the best way for adoption.
And it's also not just gaming. We also want to reach out into the creative side, as in blogs and in fashion, in different types of arts and different types of ways to engage people and to bring the gospel in any of those ways.
Any other? Did you have any thoughts about integrating with any of the social media platforms?
So one of the things we talked about in terms of how we were going to implement the actual connection with a mentor is we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to implement a chat service or a video chat service or any of those things. We can connect through Facebook, through Skype, Google Hangout. Those things are already problems other people have solved. And as a lot of us know, one of the key values in software development is don't repeat yourself. So, there you go.
What do you think is the addressable size of your market? How many people would end up theoretically using this app?
Oh, yeah. Do you mean like the scope of like how big the program will be and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, it would start off around definitely like InterVarsity USA, and maybe even like places where Wi-Fi is accessible or anything like that, or places that are relevant to like gaming and stuff. But hopefully, we can make this worldwide, right? To connect people from out of countries.
So how many people?
Oh, how many people?
I mean, we believe the site is fully scalable to any number of people, and so we believe that as the digital space is growing for like the generations and around the world, this will basically have to be scalable for many things kind of worldwide. So on the order of millions is hopefully the scope that it gets to, but at the moment it's just not there.
All right, thank you guys so much. As everybody great job, guys. As everybody can see, 3 minutes goes really quickly. So please help us keep the program moving by cheering at the right time. Challenge number 2, we invite the hospital run team up, led by Cure International.
Josh as well, and Nathan. We are here today presenting a project for Cure International. Cure International is a place for people to heal the sick and proclaim the kingdom of God. And this week we got to work on a project called Hospital Run that's located in 10 different countries in the developing world. And in this developing world, we wanted to start a hospital information system to manage everyday operations. And Hospital Run is an offline, capable, open source HIS that is used for patients to use in their everyday lives. If you look at the next slide, this is an example of the current industry HIS, which is very hard to read and very unorganized. So as a team this week, we got to work on a project to make it more user-friendly and more adaptable to the everyday healthcare provider.
So our challenge this week was to design a dashboard for 3 different user groups: doctors, nurses, and nurse managers, imaging and lab personnel, and inventory managers and pharmacists. We needed to make this dashboard show only the most important information that a user needed. We needed to make it user-friendly and make it simple, clean, and easy to read.
So going on with the theme about being friendly, our point is to aid in the adoption of this HIS system into the 10 hospitals that Cure has. So in doing so, we want to introduce a clean-cut dashboard for all personnel who use the system to quickly, efficiently look at the information they need for the day and to smoothly run through the care of the day in order to enhance the care that they can provide all the patients.
So I got a chance to work on the dashboard for doctors, nurses, and nurse managers along with the rest of my team, developers and designers. All the developers took the time to build out an existing code base that was unfamiliar with an unfamiliar front-end framework. So we designed what we could implement. as a doctor, I would want to see it very uncluttered. So I have 2 panes there. There's on the left, you have a list of tasks ordered by priority of urgency, and on the right, you have a list of patients. Now, in order to not